Hey, I'm Jay Malone. I'm the owner of Passive Profits, and I'm trying out this new experiment where I read my newsletter posts to you. I'm the type of learner that likes to listen to my books and podcasts and things of that nature. I love to write, obviously, I wrote a newsletter, but for my preferred learning style is listening. So if you're on the go, in the car, listening to this at the gym, and you like and appreciate this format, let me know. Reply and let me know if this is working for you. Without further ado, let's get into today's post: how to prep for your first digital product. What to do before you start building. In last week's deep dive, you learned the twists and turns that led New Haircut to discover digital products that drove passive income. That steady additional income stream gave us peace of mind that cash was coming in each month, right? The golden grail, the holy grail, I should say, of monthly recurring revenue. We reinvested that cash back into our services, fueling healthy, sustainable growth that didn't resemble me working around the clock to make ends meet. If you just joined or missed last week's post, reading it, and there's a link to read last week's post, will give you some helpful background for the next few posts. Where in this 4-part series, we're rolling up our sleeves to lay out a complete playbook you'll use to build your first digital product. The 4-part Your First Product series includes Part 1, how to prep your first digital product, which is today's post. Part 2, how to build your first digital product. Part 3, how to create a landing page for your first digital product. That drops November 5th. And Part 4, how to launch your first product, which drops November 12th, 2023. By the end of today's post, you'll have clarity on 1, why so many founders struggle to get started, 2, popular digital product types to choose from, 3, how to pick the right first product to build. Then in the next post, you'll see exactly how I built my first digital product so you can reverse engineer the process for yourself. Here goes. When I built my first digital product, I was all over the place. I had typo. I also read these because I find typos and I fix them. I had 0 prior experience. I also had no plan. I built it on my own in fits and spurts while also running my company. Because of that shaky start, the process took me the better part of 8 weeks. But the next one took me 3 weeks. In today's post, I'll get you started so that your first digital product goes more smoothly than mine. We'll cover the foundational steps that'll bring you from 0 to 1, starting with getting you past the same questions and doubts that hold most founders back from beginning. Part 1, why many founders struggle to get started. If you read my post, how New Haircut grew its profits 1,353% digitizing its services, you probably noticed that it took years for me to get to my first digital product. Not because I didn't want to. I was simply unaware that it was an option. But even once I began developing clues, fear of the unknown kept me stuck in quicksand. I still remember mulling over early ideas to digitize one of New Haircut's in-person training programs. There's a ton of complexity around the topics we taught. A skilled trainer had always been required to coach the learner through the material. My main blocker was that when it came to a digital download of my training programs, I didn't know what good looked like. I eventually built out a downloadable PDF. I spent a couple of weeks organizing all of the content, instructions, and templates, and then when the time came to publish it, I stalled again. I was afraid our customers would massacre us, and so there it sat for 2 years until I eventually had enough customer validation to proceed. I share that story because I know that the fear of the unknown has held you, me, and every other founder back from taking the leap. So how do we flip the switch to move past it? By creating enough energy and momentum where the pain of not acting becomes greater than the pain of trying and failing. Moving past fear with success stories. Nothing short circuits a fear of failing more than seeing others scaling the same mountain we're staring up at. Success stories show us that success is possible. They give us a sense of what good looks like. Here are a few service-based founders building their flywheel with digital products. The founder of marketing agency Revenue Zen created the 7-figure social selling course, there's a link to that there, to reach customers not yet ready for their high-ticket marketing services. The co-founders of Evergreen, a LinkedIn coaching agency, created Evergreen's AI course to help new and existing customers solve an adjacent problem of leveraging AI for business development. And Kate Klassen, co-founder of Coastal Drone, created certification programs and courses to complement her in-person consulting and training services. Kate had this to say about building her course. When we looked at the course a year ago, we were just hoping that maybe it could allow us to break even each month and cover expenses. If you had told me that in a year it would be doing what it's doing now, I would have never believed you. It's gone so well and above what our expectations were. And while Passive Profits exists to help businesses, there is also no shortage of 7-figure success stories from individual creators leveraging digital products. And here there's a link to a great publication, which is one of our recommended reads, called Growth in Reverse. There's a link to it to subscribe. I highly recommend it. Okay, oops. My own pop-up getting in my way. Okay, back to the story. I hope these stories leave you feeling less anxious about building your first digital product. For many stories about service business founders driving growth with digital products, keep following along for our founder deep dives. And with that, it's time for step number 2 in your pre-build checklist, picking which type of digital product to build. 2 popular digital product types to choose from. First, let's get super clear on what we mean by a digital product. Personally, when I hear digital product, the first thing that comes to my mind is a website or a mobile app. That view is likely biased from spending 25 years working in tech. And while those are digital products, they're not our focus. Those kinds of digital products require larger budgets and product tech professionals, for example, designers, engineers, etc. There could be a very good reason for your company to invest in such bespoke tech, but that's outside the scope of what we're covering today. The digital products we're discussing do not require deep technical skills, for example, coding, can be built with free or inexpensive tools, often by one person, can be built in as little as a day or two. Less is more for product number 1, keep that in mind. Can be built for a budget of less than $100. And they exist online, as in they're downloadable or can be streamed. So that leaves the following product types that we'll focus on within this newsletter. Digital downloads, that is one or many documents available for download. Courses, those are pre-recorded educational materials. Toolkits, those tend to be a combo of digital download plus course. Ebooks, similar to digital downloads, but more cohesive and longer format. And then newsletters, what you're reading right now, emailed content. There's also, just to go off script for a minute here, there's also hybrids of these where you can combine different formats. You can also bring in services, for example, that you can offer a course and then have premium coaching that you offer for people that want to dive deeper into the course. There's really no shortage of how you can mix and match these product format types along with your more premium one-on-one consulting and coaching offers. So just a heads up, in an upcoming post, I'll break down each of these categories, summarize pros and cons, and gather up leading examples to help inform and inspire you. Below are 8 different product types you can publish on Gumroad, a popular creator platform. Those include, there's a visual here, let me read these to you. The types include digital product, course or tutorial, ebook, newsletter, membership, podcast, audiobook, and physical good. In an upcoming post, I'll also curate the top creator platforms like Gumroad and more, so you can decide on the right one for your needs. Now that you've seen a menu of product types, let's decide which product you'll build first. 3, how to pick the right first product to build. This is your first product, not your second, 10th, or 50th. And so the right first digital product to build are the services you're already delivering. Here's why. Building your first digital product will require you to learn new skills and tools. If you have to additionally develop a new offer that you don't already have experience delivering, it will add complexity. You want to understand the nuances of the topic, the questions people ask, the places they get stuck. Without you being there to coach them in person, you'll need to make sure your product stands on its own. And learning how to package your skills and knowledge to make your customers successful on their own will take some iterating. By digitizing an existing service, you'll also minimize the risk of creating a product that attempts to solve a problem your market is unaware of. To better understand that, let's summarize the 5 stages of awareness your customers go through prior to purchasing solutions to a problem. These stages were originally coined in 1966 by Eugene Schwartz in his book, Breakthrough Advertising. So stage 1 is when your customer is unaware. Customer has yet to experience the problem you solve. Stage 2, problem aware. Customer experiences the problem but is unaware of solutions. Stage 3, solution aware. Customer has discovered solutions but has not settled on any yet. Stage 4, product aware. Customer has discovered your solution but is not yet informed enough or convinced that it will solve their problem. Stage 5, most aware. Customer understands your solution but has not yet purchased. And there's a visual of these 5 stages awareness that I found from Nicholas Scalise of Growth Marketer. You're looking for a service to digitize that is closest to the most aware stage. In the product development world of In the product development world, solutions to important problems which have been validated by a customer market are said to have product market fit. That's what we're going for in this first digital product launch. How you help your customers move from unaware to most aware so that they're primed and ready to buy your offers, that is service, digital product, or otherwise, is something we'll definitely cover in an upcoming post. Stay tuned. Checklist wrap-up. Building your first product can feel daunting. I hope that today's pre-build checklist moved you closer to committing. Like anything else new you've tried before, your confidence will mount as soon as you begin. I'm also here to tell you that whatever stories you've conjured up in your head that you're not capable are bullshit. In fact, there's a very good chance that the entire process will go smoother than you imagined, especially if you continue to follow along. I've got your back. Or as Ellen Hendrickson reminds us, most of our mountains are nothing more than molehills. And after enough tries, even the molehills shrink and our freakouts become fleeting. There's a great little helpful visual of going from mountains to molehills. From prep to build. Speaking of trying, in the next Passive Profits post, we're moving you into build mode. In part 2 of the Your First Product series, where you'll receive a step-by-step walkthrough of how I built my first digital product so you can apply the process to your stuff. Until then, will you help me grow the newsletter by sharing it? And there is, of course, a button to share the newsletter. Thanks so much, and I'll see you in the next post.